Despite this movie being unfunny to me, I will admit to one thing. Jennifer Lawrence, that woman still got it. Look, man, look, I know Dr. Umar gonna hate me for this one, but look, man, hear me out. That's some milk right there. I really just said that is some milk right there. That's crazy. So No Hard Feelings is a brand new raunchy comedy and also Jennifer Lawrence's first comedy ever. The film is directed by Gene Stupnitsky and it stars Jennifer Lawrence and Andrew Barth Feldman. So the movie is about a desperate woman who agrees to date a wealthy couple introverted and awkward 19-year-old son in exchange for a free car. Yeah, that's pretty much the plot right there. Now, let me start with the pros first. And I will say, Andrew Barth Feldman, I thought he was great. I've never heard of this actor a day in my life, but I thought him playing this really introverted and socially awkward teenage boy, I thought he did a really good job at portraying that. In the beginning, Andrew plays this very shy, timid, awkward, and even gullible character, but by the very end, you find out he is this very gifted and talented individual who can surprisingly sing and play the piano, and by the very end, he's such an outspoken and confident person, and he really comes out of his shell. And I thought Andrew did a really great job at portraying two different sides of this character. As far as Jennifer Lawrence, I thought she was great. I think her comedic timing really helped sell the rather unfunny jokes, but at the same time, she has really good chemistry with Andrew, and you can tell they both had a blast filming this. And I can admire that. I can truly admire that. However, that does not mean that the movie itself is good. But I'll get into the piss poor comedy soon. But regardless, as far as Andrew and Jennifer, again, great chemistry, great dynamic. I thought they worked really well, bouncing off one another. And I really did enjoy their performances in this movie. They tried their absolute hardest to save this movie, with it being as completely unfunny as I found it. Actually, I take that back. There is that beach scene where Jennifer Lawrence is just flat out butt ass naked and she's fighting these young adults who steals her clothes. And I'm not talking about just like boxing, like she's like straight Batista bombing them onto the sand. I actually thought that was pretty funny and very chaotic, and I can admire that. In fact, that was actually one of the very few redeeming qualities of this entire movie. You guys can tell that I did not like this movie at all. Now listen, if you're going to take an absurd and an even creepy plot, at least be funny. And here, I just did not find it funny as I wanted it to be. Listen, if the majority of your comedy in a film is predominantly sex jokes, you can only go so far with that. And in here, it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. I mean, you cast Jennifer Lawrence. You have all the tools and resources right there. And while I will admit her comedic timing was on point and she had great chemistry with Andrew, the jokes just didn't land for me. They just didn't. You know where I think my hate for sex raunchy comedies came in from? I truly, honest to God, think it came from Baywatch. I watched that movie when I was like, what? Was I in high school? I think I was in high school when that movie came out. And I watched it and I walked out so disappointed. I think that is where I was like, you know, maybe sex raunchy comedies just aren't for me. And No Hard Feelings just kind of added more fuel to that fire. And I really wanted to like this movie. I really did. And I can appreciate the absurdity and the chaotic nature of it all, but it just wasn't funny to me, dude. It just wasn't. Here's the thing. I went to an early screening of this movie last Saturday, and it was a sold-out show. And throughout the entire movie, everyone in the crowd was just laughing. But for me, I just sat there like, wow. Either I just don't have a sense of humor or sex raunchy comedies are really, really just not for me. And yes, you could argue the plot alone is already weird. I mean, think about it. A 32-year-old woman is trying to have sex with a teenage boy. I mean, if the roles were reversed, but I'm going to leave it at that. Again, the plot, whatever, but the comedy just did not hit for me. Now, I will admit, the movie did get a few chuckles out of me, but honestly, I feel that the cons significantly outweighed the pros. And I guess in this case, the bad comedy outweighed the good comedy. In the end, No Hard Feelings was a movie that it just was not for me. I can see this movie being loved and admired by a lot of people, but for me, no. Even though I am probably in the minority here, and I'm perfectly fine with that, if you want to go see it, hey man, check it out. I mean, it's Jennifer Lawrence. Like, come on now. But even then, if you can look past the bad humor and appreciate just Jennifer Lawrence as an actress and even the chemistry she has with Andrew and even his performance, I think you may have a fun time. Me, I will not be watching this movie again anytime soon. So plugging No Hard Feelings. into the rank system, I'm going to place this one into the negative zone. But yeah, that is pretty much my review for No Hard Feelings. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about No Hard Feelings. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you want to see more Jennifer Lawrence comedies? What did you guys think of Andrew Garth? Why do I keep saying Andrew Garth? Andrew Barth Feldman's performance. Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one.
After working up the nerve almost equal in size, I walked around with the iron for any wrinkle in time. I paid a piece of my mind for every nickel and dime, but never less than a 5 and never slept on a job. A killer crept on your squad, yet never left the garage. When your God was close enough to see the flesh of his eyes. Get to the button and press is what the message advised. What's a threat behind the vest is where the testament lies.